The U.S. government is still under attack from a hacker who has taken control of a pipeline, more or less. It's not working. The name of the organization is called DarkSide, which is very ominous and scary, but they are seriously causing some havoc with the U.S. fuel grid. I'm talking about the pipeline hack. The U.S. is now in the fourth day of this thing, and the hackers who have seized control of this pipeline, which provides oil to like half the country on the East Coast, they have now issued a statement. The hackers have sent a statement over to our government saying that our goal is to make money, not create problems for you in society. So we're going to go into this. Joe Biden gave a statement today about this. This is an issue. Right? We are seeing sort of a slow creep of these types of attacks. Months ago, we talked about the SolarWinds hack and about how catastrophic that was. And lo and behold, the whole stinking, government just kind of wiped that thing under the rug, just swept that aside. It was, they had, at one point on this channel, we talked about a story where they had access to the U.S., nuclear energy building or whatever. So people were pressing the panic button, and the same type of thing is happening now. What is going on? Why does our infrastructure keep falling prey to these foreign groups? We have an entire DOD, an entire Pentagon. We got a lot of very smart people that suck up a lot of money from our federal budget in order to make sure this stuff doesn't happen. This type of stuff doesn't happen. So what the heck is going on? All right. Over from Reuters.com says the top U.S. pipeline is down for the fourth day as hackers issue a statement. Group of cyber criminals allegedly responsible for the ransomware attack that shut down the largest fuel pipeline in the United States on Monday said it only wants to make money, not disrupt society. Washington scrambled to help restore the network. The Colonial pipeline is in its fourth day of a shutdown, said it has a phased restart program and hopes to, quote, substantially restore service by the end of the week. The attack on Colonial, source of nearly half of the fuel on the U.S. East Coast, is one of the most disruptive digital ransom schemes reported. The hack triggered worries of retail gasoline spikes and laid bare the vulnerabilities of the U.S. energy infrastructure to hackers. And if you've been on Twitter, there are two. I don't have my phone with me right now, but there were two people who are sort of posting a lot on of other tweets of other people who are experiencing gasoline shortages on the East Coast. So my point here is that there may be some actual problems with this if there is a run on gas on the East Coast. If people are, sort of racing into the gas stations and suck up all the gas, the pipeline is down, so they're not going to be able to refill the pipelines. And so calm down. Not everybody needs a full tank of gas, but this happened here in Arizona years ago. I was in high school, and the pipeline that came down from Tucson or from California, one of the two, broke. And it was a huge problem in Arizona. I mean, everybody was freaked out. We were, nobody was driving anywhere. It was mayhem for 6 days. So we'll see if that happens on the East Coast. I'm certainly hopeful that it does not. The FBI on Monday pinned the blame on the cyber group DarkSide. A statement in the group's name said, quote, our goal is to make money and not creating problems for society. Its statement did not mention the Colonial pipeline by name. DarkSide could be based in Russia or Eastern Europe, according to experts, because its ransomware is rigged to avoid encrypting computers set to use Russian, Ukrainian, Kazakh, or other language keyboards associated with the former Soviet republics. Ransomware is the type of malware designed to lock down systems by encrypting data and demanding payment to regain access. And so, they'll get access to your system. They'll lock it all up. They'll install some software on there that makes it so that you cannot access it. They'll say, hey, we want, 5 Bitcoin transferred over to our Bitcoin address, which is essentially, non-traceable. And if you give us that, then we're going to send you the code to unlock your systems. It's like ransom, like kidnapping a kid and saying, we'll give you your kid back if you pay us $10 million. Same concept, but this is with cyber security, and this involves oil pipelines. Very important stuff. Since the incident, U.S. lawmakers have urged stronger protections for critical infrastructure. White House has also made restarting the fuel network a top priority. They've organized a federal task force to access the impact and avoid more severe disruptions. On Sunday, Colonial said it restarted some smaller lines between fuel terminals. Full restart of the 5,000-mile pipeline is not known. When the situation remains fluid and continues to evolve, we're going to facilitate a return. Fuel demand in southeastern U.S. has already picked up. Gas stations in states like Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, we're seeing some abnormal buying fed by demand fears, said somebody over at Gas Buddy. The region will likely be the first to see pump price increases because it's the most dependent on the line. The American Automobile Association said that the average gasoline price went up 6 cents to $2.96. Department of Transportation announced emergency measures on Sunday to facilitate deliveries, lifting driver restrictions on fuel haulers in 17 states. So they are lifting all the restrictions. So now truckers can just deliver the oil because the pipeline can't. All right, we've got Colonial's pipelines. It moves 2.5 million barrels of oil per day, and the U.S. declares a state of emergency. This is over from ZeroHedge. U.S. government declared a state of emergency late yesterday on Sunday. They lifted permits on the transport of fuel by road. Colonial Pipeline says this declaration addresses the emergency conditions, creating a need for immediate transportation of gasoline, the DOT said. Jen Psaki over at the White House said that as the administration works to mitigate potential disruptions to supply as a result of the pipeline incident, DOT is taking action today to allow flexibility for truckers in 17 states. The move lifted the limits on the number of transports of fuel by road. Here is her statement from Jen Psaki. Here's what the pipeline looks like. This is pretty interesting. And this, you can see here, it comes over from Texas, the system starts down in Houston, Texas, goes through Louisiana. We go through Mississippi, 3 stops, it looks like, in Alabama. Then we've got Georgia, where it breaches, where it sort of breaks off. We go north into Tennessee, over to Nashville, down into southern Georgia, then back up through South Carolina, North Carolina, passing through Virginia. The system ends in Linden, New Jersey. So a lot of activity. 1 line for gasoline, 1 line for diesel and jet fuel from Pasadena, Texas. So we've got potentially 900,000 barrels a day traveling back and forth. That's a lot. Updates. Colonial said it's in the process of restoring service. So I'd be very curious as to how this is unfolding. You know, how do they restore service? Do they just swap out the hard drives? Hey, reinstall Windows. Throw that in there and restart it? Did they restart the machine? Meanwhile, downstream customers, which includes pretty much the entire Eastern Seaboard, are starting to freak out as they face a new week without the primary source of gasoline supply for hundreds of millions of customers. All right, so we see this price differential here. The AAA national gasoline price, 2021, looks like we're going up pretty quickly right here. See that? 2020, it's already been going up in 21, a little bit of a dip now, going way up. Let's see if it continues to go up on Friday. National average was $2.96. We'll see if it passes $3 here soon enough. They say no physical damage to the pipeline. Inventories and above seasonal gasoline imports would materially tighten local supplies, so it's going to get tight. As prior outages have shown, resupply is further likely to be rapid. So when they do fix it, it's going to fill up quickly. Colonial Pipeline was running below capacity, so a resumption of flows would accelerate the restocking. Kinder Morgan is working to accommodate additional barrels in its line. Vessels from USCG and others take 7 to 14 days to arrive. U.S. administration could waive the Jones Act. So this is a big problem, right? This is a big deal. Now, this is some technical, gas line, oil, commodities stuff, but you can see this could have some pretty serious ramifications. So this is the commodity spot index. What is this showing us? Strongest reaction on record to global growth. 2020s right here. Spot index, trading days later. Well, we'll see. The hackers now say that their aim is cash. We already read through some of this. And they say that this was posted. This statement, which had several spelling and grammatical errors, appeared geared towards lowering the political temperature around one of the most disruptive digital ransom schemes ever reported. All right, so let's see what Biden has to say about this, and then we will hop into some questions. I've got to share my screen here. Here is Biden on this. Now, he's saying that the Russians may be involved.
Mr. President, if you can't protect critical infrastructure from a criminal actor, how can you possibly protect it from a state actor?
We can do both, and we will.
Do you think Russia is involved at all implicitly with that attack?
I'm going to be meeting with President Putin, and so far there is no evidence based on from our intelligence people that Russia is involved. although there's evidence that the actors' ransomware is in Russia. They have some responsibility to deal with this. Thank you.
All right. So maybe the Russians are involved. We'll see. We've got one question on this topic from Todd Trout. Says, so the solution to the hacking is to put Joe Biden and the whole effects of the federal government on it. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know that the federal government can solve much of anything, Todd. Feels like they're just sort of slapping some duct tape on the side of it. That'll hold, right? We got Leafy Bug is in the house, says, I smell a false flag. The U.S. government, it's the Russians again. Now they're after your gas. We need to surveil you all much more to keep you safe. Meet the Patriot Act, Mark II. Yeah, it's the Russians. The Russians are responsible for everything, right? Probably gas prices too, and critical race theory. Stinking Russians. And we've got Sharon Quidney in the house, looks like, to wrap us up on the show today. We've got, says, I'm kind of with Leafy Bug here. I'm wondering if this could be some kind of an inside job. Don't know. The whole thing doesn't smell right to me. You know, I think it probably is a hack. I mean, we had the SolarWinds hack. We had this one. And it's kind of a thing now. Our infrastructure is just falling apart because of gross incompetence from the bureaucrats in charge, from the politicians. So it doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, we've known this, right? We've known that there is a cybersecurity warfare that's taking place all throughout the world. We've got entire agencies that are focused on that. And so when one of them squeaks through, it doesn't surprise me. And remember, we've been doing it too. Remember what happened with the Iranian centrifuges some years ago? I think that was back during the Bush years. It's been very interesting. And I think that this is going to be what we have for the foreseeable future. You know, tanks rolling across deserts and countrysides. Not so sure that's going to be the battlefield of the future. I think it's probably going to be digital. It's going to be political. So it's going to be psychological. And we're in the middle of it right now. So great questions. Thank you for those. Those all came over from watchingthewatchers.locals.com. We got some new people who signed up. Want to welcome them. We have NeuroRads. We have Brad Patterson. Welcome to you. We have D Spy I #1. Welcome. We have Savage Grandma in the house. Oh no, it's going to be trouble. We have Patrick 1030. And I also said Brad Patterson, but you get another one. Thank you so much for supporting us at watchingthewatchers.locals.com. And to all of those who asked questions today, Sharon Quidney, Nadar Blasier, LT13, Robbie McCann, Farmer's Daughter, Todd Trout, and the Leafy Bug, thank you all as well. We've got some people on our community at Locals I want to tell you about and shout out a couple of these people. Rich Brown, we have Ash Digger, we have Curious 101. Lil TLC is in the house. We got Frankie, Rustus, Taylor 45, Huggin Munnin. We have Chaskow, Rob Frowley, T Spev, JMO, Lynn Fish, Terranim. We have Gail 08, Sasha Sisha, Dan and Nanoman. We got Nancy Spells Fun, Bumma Lickett, Eclectic Prophet, Schnookums, Robert Barnes. What's up, Robert? Toots Magoots is in the house. Dr. EMB, Newbie of Death, Valerie W012, Wise One, Norovira, Jill Russin, Britt Reed, KK, Blazing Guns. We got Sir Michael, Sarah Smothers, Blue Eyed, Hillbilly, and Defusco. All thank you so much for supporting us on our platform at watchingthewatchers.locals.com. And we're going to be doing some more stuff over there. We've got a monthly meetup that's scheduled for May 22nd. We've got June 12th. We have a law enforcement interaction training that we're going to be doing. It's a seminar only for locals people. So go on over there, watchingthewatchers.locals.com, so you can participate in those things. And also grab a copy of my book. It's called Beginning to Winning. It is free and available for you to download down here. You can grab a copy of the slides, download my impeachment party documents, download my existence systems, share links throughout the day, and meet very good people, my friends. There's a lot going on over there, and I want to invite you to check that out. It's at watchingthewatchers.locals.com. And before we get out of here, one final reminder that I am a criminal defense attorney here at the R&R Law Group. So if you happen to know anybody who has been charged with a crime, needs any help clearing up an old criminal case record or quashing an old warrant, or if they want to restore their rights, or if they have an active case and they need, they got court tomorrow, they need somebody there, we can help. We'd be honored and humbled if you trusted our firm enough to send them our direction. That is it from me, everybody. I want to thank you so much for being here. We are going to be back here, same time, same place tomorrow. It's at 4 p.m. Arizona time, 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. on the East Coast. And for that one Florida man, everybody have a wonderful rest of your evening. Sleep well. I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.